Hello, Paul Pluta channel. How are you all today? Remember, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and also look in the description for 10 ways you can keep me full-time on YouTube. Very interesting email today. This is from Enzo. He goes, Archie, outstanding job on the last video. On the next one, I've sent you $25 US. Let's do something a bit different. What we'd like to hear is what watches you would buy and where with certain amounts of money to spend. You can buy more than one if you wanted for each amount. Wowzers, this is going to be fun. This is very much a fun game to play. So let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what watches we could buy here. He says also, thanks Archie, keep up the good work. Shout out Derek Deboo from Enzo. Okay, Enzo, let's have a look. So, what watch or watches would you buy at certain price points? Very, very interesting indeed. I reckon this is a winner. This is going to really set the cat amongst the pigeons. What would you choose? I'm Archibald Chesterfield III. Take a look. Tell me what you think. Hello, let's go and take a look. Let's go and take a look. We're going to use Chrono24 as our pricing guide. We're going to see what's the best bang per buck in some different price ranges. The first price range is 50,000 US dollars. That's 67,000 Aussie dollars. And I'm thinking if you've got 50,000 US to spend, I'd be going straight to the top of the tree. Patek 5170. That's the Patek chronograph. This is a magnificent piece. The Patek chronograph 5170. It's a dream watch. If you've got a chance to get one of those, I think that is the ultimate $50,000 US watch on the second-hand market. That is a really cool piece. And having a look around at Chrono24, there's quite a few pieces under the $50,000 mark. So ignore those Russian sellers. They're pesky Russian sellers. You can't deal with the Russians. Have a look around there. They're under the $50,000 mark. There are a few pieces. We may even get a white gold. There's yellow gold. There's quite a few really stunning pieces there. And I think for 50,000 US dollars, you can't really go wrong with a 5170. 5170, one of the finest chronographs of all time. Classic dress watch, classic sports watch, just really amazing sort of piece. And this is a piece you can keep for the rest of your life. It's an heirloom piece. That Patek Philippe 5170. What else for 50 grand? What else? Let's take a look at another Patek chronograph, the 5980. This is the Nautilus chronograph. Been a huge fan. I don't think we could go for the two-tone. I love the two-tone with that blue dial. I don't think we've got enough money. We could certainly get a steel one. A steel Patek Philippe 5980 Nautilus. So, I would have loved to have stretched to the gold one, gold and steel with the blue dial, but no, sorry. 50,000 US, we may be able to get it on a gold head on a leather strap. I don't know. I think I'd go steel with the bracelet. I just love the steel, and nothing wrong with the strap, but I think the strap suits a Calatrava, a World Time, a 5170. I think the Nautilus in steel would probably be what I would pick there if I had $50,000 to spend. And top line watch there. Okay, let's look at the next price point here. Next price point, let's look at 25,000 US, 33,000 Aussie dollars. What would you go to? Let's have a look. I'm thinking 25,000 US dollars, 25,000. Could we go for a 5396? That's the annual calendar with the separate eyes. Now, I love this watch. This is a Grail type watch Ooh, wah, wah. I think we need to put a bit more in. 25 US isn't going to cut it, I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry there, sir. Your payment has not been accepted. Yeah, 25 US, I don't think we're going to get a 5396. Just research it. Yep. This would be a great watch to get at the 30,000 US $30,000 price point. 25,000. What could we get for 25,000 US dollars? I tell you what you'd get. Could we get a 5130? No. That's the 39.5 mil world time. No, too expensive. Sorry, sir, your card has been declined. For 25,000 US dollars, we could get a 5110. That's a great piece. That's like my world time. That'd be a 5110J. You got a few around the 25, maybe a smidgen more, maybe a smidgen less. That's I think that's pretty safe buying. That is safe buying. It's nice buying. Not a serious problem there at all. The 5110 world time. That's a great size piece. You could get one for 25,000 US dollars, which is that's a cool price point. Really, really cool. Lovely piece. It's an heirloom. I don't see 25,000 being a shocker. That's it's a lot of money. 25,000 US dollars. That's a fair bit of coin. Okay, let's jump on the bandwagon. Let's go to 30,000 US. 30,000 US, and I'd go straight for 5130. We could get a few around the 30, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. Yes, there we go. We're comfortable territory. We can get a fair bit. 5130. That's the 39.5 mil world time. I think if you've got a 30,000 US budget, I would be going for the 5130. Great piece. Heirloom. It's classic. They've changed the case in the new model, so this is beautiful. What else for the $30,000 mark? 5146. 5146. Yes, and we're comfortably 5146. Let's have a look. Actually, you can get a few around the 25,000 mark. Wow, look at that. There we go. We can get a few of those for around the $25,000 mark. It's the 5146 is sort of in line with the 5110 pricing. Yes. Very, very interesting indeed here. For the $30,000 range there, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's only when you start looking into the prices, thinking, what would I do if I had this amount of money? What would I be buying? And I got to tell you, the 5146 is nothing to be sneezed at. It is a super cool watch. Another really, really cool piece that I would love to look at there. Let's look at the what would we buy if we had 10,000? 10,000. Have to buy a Reverso Grand Date. What do you reckon? A Reverso Grand Date. Let's have a look. There's a few around. We could even stretch to gold for a little bit more. 8.5 US for a Reverso Grand Date. Yes, I think that's very doable. Yes, indeed, sir. I think actually some cheaper ones. That's possibly 10,000. We'd have a fair bit of change. You know what I'd get for 10,000 US dollars? Let's go Rolex Submariner two-tone. Let's get a bluesy. I reckon that would be really cool. Let's have a look. 10,000. Actually, 10,000 US. We'd still have a lot of change if we get a Why don't we go ceramic? Let's go ceramic. 10,000 US dollars. I reckon ceramic is the way to go. Yeah, $10,000 mark. We could easily get ceramic. We've got the budget. Let's do it. I reckon for 10,000 US dollars, I'd be actually going ceramic. That's a very cool wristwatch. It's gorgeous, sexy. Yeah, you could easily get one of those on the used market for $10,000 there. $10,000. That's comfortable buying. That's very nice buying with the maxi dial. It'd be a very cool piece indeed. And yeah, I don't see that as a problem at all. $10,000. What would you buy for 10,000 US dollars? That's 13,425 Aussie. I say the Aussie prices. I've got a lot of Aussie viewers, and I think better in Aussie dollars than US there. Now let's have a bit of a think here. If we were looking at a different price point, let's look at 5,000 US. Rolex Explorer 2, wouldn't you? You'd have to go Rolex Explorer 2. I mean, there's no question of that. That is a fabulous watch. And I wouldn't want one with the rattlesnake bracelet. I want one with the solid end links. So you'd be looking at the higher end of the 40mm Explorer 2s. We could possibly go for a black one. I think the 42mm are just out of reach. But the 40mm would be fine. That'd be safe buying. We could do that. Yeah. Around that money there, we could easily get Explorer 2. We could go 40mm polar, or we could go black. We want the solid end-link bracelet. That's what we do want. I don't want that rattlesnake. The other thing for 5,000 US, how about we look at a Datejust? Some Datejust. Like I want a sapphire, preferably a no-holes case. I'm thinking 16234. 16234. Actually, that's still a fair bit of juice left there. Still a fair bit of juice left in the can. They're quite reasonable buying. The only problem with these Datejusts is they're a wee bit small at 36mm. Is that a bit small for a men's watch? Look at this. Someone's stuffed up the numbering there. 16234 is a two-tone. 16234 is a steel and white gold. It's not a yellow gold and steel. Look, I think 36mm may be a bit small. You know, what's the line in the sand there? You know, it's 36mm. I mean, on a Patek, 37 is better, isn't it? 37 is kind of acceptable. 36 on a Rolex, maybe a bit too small. It's a very tricky question there. I wouldn't discard getting for the 5,000 US dollar mark a really top Datejust. Datejust is a great piece to go for, and I think they're safe. That's safe buying. And lastly, what would you buy for 2,000 US? That's 2,685 Aussie. $2,000, and there's only one watch I'd be looking at that price point, and that's the Omega Speedmaster Professional Moon Watch, the man on the moon. That's where I'd be going, the Moon Watch. That's for 2,000. We'd probably need to put a little bit more in. I think probably 2.5 to 3. So if you've got $2,000, the answer is you got to keep saving. You got to save a bit more. Get out of shitters. Get out of the cheap, nasty crapper. Get a little bit more saved. You get yourself an Omega Speedmaster Professional Moon Watch. I mean, that is a cool watch. I think that's what you got to do. You got to just sometimes in life, you got to just wait and save a bit more. As simple as that. $2,000. You got to spend a bit more. I'm sorry. This is what the used market. We're just looking at Chrono 24. This is what the used market's saying. It's stay away from that PVD crap as well. That peels off like a banana. Yeah. So I really think, in my opinion, that's some excellent choices. Very, very excellent, cool choices. And there you go, guys. That's a bit of food for thought. I'm Paul Pluta on the Archie Luxury Paul Pluta channel. Tell me what you guys think of that.
We specialize in the repair of Rolex and Patek Philippe watches. We've been doing the same thing for more than 25 years. We have Rolex technicians certified by Rolex who actually used to work for the company for many years, like if we do in the work at the factory. We completely disassemble the watch and we put it to work like brand new condition. When you get a pre-owned watch, it's like if you're getting a brand new unit. The only difference is the money.
Archie Luxury channel, and today we're discussing super Rolex divers. We're talking Sea Dweller, and I gotta tell you, the ultimate diver in the Rolex range is the Deep Sea. And let's compare these here. We've got all the models, the major iterations of Sea Dweller here, and I gotta tell you, look at this here. This is the big daddy, the Deep Sea, the Deep Sea. Look at the size of this baby. And I'm just going to compare it to the current 43 mil. So can you see just a slight size there? Now we're going to also compare it to the last. These are three ceramics. Look at this here. This is the 40 mil, the 43, and the 44 Deep Sea. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Indeed. What do you reckon there? So it's a magic collection. The ultimate divers collection here. Look at this here. Look at the watches. What do you think? What do you think? It's very fascinating to have a look at these big divers, these divers.